Okay, this is my review of budget bolt-action rifles for $350 or under $350. And I have 4 of them here. I'm going to get one more. I'm going to review 5 rifles. And the last one might be pushing that $350 limit. But what they are is, you know, like anything, this has been kind of a craze. It came out a few years ago. And I've seen these around. Last year, they had like the Savage Access. They had like a $75 or $100 rebate on Savage rifles. And, you know, you're talking, you could buy the gun and the scope in several different calibers for almost $200. And like anything, it's a hot deal. Is it worth it? Is it, or is it not worth it? And I've seen some reviews, and I've kind of seen what other people were saying about these guns and the type of reviews they do. And they're kind of limited to where one guy will just give you all the information of the gun, the prices, blah, blah, blah. Some people just say, okay, I got the gun, and they go shoot it, or they reload. Some of them will run different types of ammo through the rifle. And there's a lot of this out there. My intent on doing a review is just, we're going to keep the price at $350 and below. The scope package. So the gun comes out of the box like these, with the scope mounted and ready to roll right when you get there. Now the only variations we're going to have is with the Thompson center compass. Does not come with a scope. If they did make them at one time with a scope package or whatever, but I'll cover that when I go over the Thompson compass, Thompson center compass. And all of these guns, you can either get them at certain times of the year on clearance, closeout sales, some of them, or these companies give rebates. Okay, the Thompson Center, I got a $50 rebate on this. So this kind of sets things back, and I'll explain it when I go over this gun, to where it's under $350, even though it doesn't have a scope. See, the thing about the Thompson, it doesn't have a scope on the compass. And then the last one I'm going to do is a Mossberg Patriot Hunter. And the Mossberg Patriot comes in different grades. The one that puts it down towards the bottom there, and I think the retail on that I found was $325. So with the sales tax, we'll just be bumping up to the $350 mark there. And that fits our criteria. It keeps it under $350. It's got a synthetic stock and a scope on there already. So there's 5 guns I'm going to review. I'm going to review the Remington 770 and 243 Winchester. I'm going to review the Remington 783 and 308 Winchester. I'm going to review the Savage Access in 6.5 Creedmoor, because that's the caliber I wanted to work with, and this entry-level gun is kind of nice. Fool around with that caliber. If I like that caliber, I may get a better rifle or a different type of rifle, but just to get, you know, my feel for it, $300 gun is a good way to start. And that's kind of what I'm purchasing these for. I don't hunt. I'm not going to take these out in the field. I'm not going to put slings on them. I'm not going to go wandering around the woods hunting. But I'm using them as a test bed to reload ammo. Okay. Now, the Thompson Center compass. I picked this up and I got it in 308. Now the reason I got the same caliber as the Remington is the Remington does pretty good, and, you know, hand loaded like any of these guns. If you hand load a pep round for these, they'll all be super shooters. But Thompson has special, I think it's R5 rifling. It's a 5-groove rifling. It's supposed to be super great and super accurate because of the way the rifling's cut. I'll go over that more with the gun. I'll find out more about the type of rifling. And it's supposed to give you excellent accuracy and be a better way. The way they rifle the barrel is supposedly something special and different, that it's supposed to make a difference or be more accurate. So we're going to check that out. And I got something as a baseline to run them head to head. Eventually I'll run them for an accuracy test side by side to see if that does make a difference. The last one I haven't got yet is the Mossberg Patriot, and like I said, that's the scope combo package. And that has some features also that are different. It's probably going to be the most expensive one out of the deal. And I'm going to get the Mossberg Patriot in 270 Winchester because it is a popular caliber and several people have asked me to load 270 for them. So that's why I'm going to get it in that caliber, because I did a job for a guy. I loaded some shells and I said, okay, I got to take it out and test it. Well, I'll go with you. And we had to take his rifle. So he came with it and 1,000 questions, and it just was problematic. I'd rather have my own gun in that caliber, make the ammo for him, go, here you go. I tested it out. It's such and such a velocity. It's a good load. Try it in your gun. So that's why I got them. These rifles are targeted to a consumer who probably is not really into guns or reloading. He's just the average fella that casually hunts during the season. He knows something about guns, but he's not like an expert or a fanatic or, you know, has a ton of reloading equipment. He's just the average Joe that, hey, in hunting season I want to go out a few weekends. I want a rifle that's good with a scope all together. You know, it's all together right there. You ain't got to screw around with mounting it or nothing. It comes on the gun. And just can buy ammo off the shelf and go hunt. And that's kind of how I'm going to target this review. I'm going to go over the different points. Like I said, I'm not going to go out hunting, but where you mount your sling is kind of a small detail. It's kind of important. The scopes, most of them are generic. So a lot of people in the reviews say the first thing you're going to do is replace the scope, which kind of defeats the purpose. Because at like 300, some of these are in 350, decent scope, I'm not sure. I know nothing about them. So I'm probably a good guy to review them, because like somebody else that doesn't know much. You know, replacing it with a $100 scope, and you can get replacement stocks. Now, how they make these guns budget guns is compared to a different company's line where you're into the $450, $500 rifles. Is the first thing is all of these have is synthetic or plastic stock, and that's what's lower in the price, number one. And then there are some other manufacturing details that lower the production costs of these guns. And a generic scope, because I guess with the Remingtons, they made a deal with a scope maker to buy a huge quantity of these scopes to mount on their guns. And that's how they did it. But it's kind of weird that there's no maker's name on the scope, which that ain't a good thing. So any one of these guns, you can hand load to make it, you know, to bring out the true accuracy, and that's like with anything. You can restock them with a wooden stock. Okay, and we'll use Boyd's as an example. I think everyone knows what Boyd's is. Boyd's makes custom stocks for all kinds of different makes and models of rifles, shotguns. And their standard stock, which would be a heavy laminate stock for any one of these 5 guns, you can get the classic or the prairie or a thumbhole stock. I think the basic classic rifle stock, just a plain simple stock, and you can get different lengths of pull. They're not adjustable. Is the base price is like $137. So even if you like this gun, it shoots well, but you don't like this lightweight stock, you're talking $130. Boyd's also has a new stock called the At Warm, and it is available for the 2 Remingtons and the Savage. It's not available for the Compass or the Mossberg Patriot. Why, I don't know. But this stock is about $200. It's fully adjustable, has a fully adjustable cheek piece, adjustable length of pole, and everything else, which would be a nice rifle stock for any rifle. But then again, you got a $300 gun, you're getting a $200 stock, that's $5, and then you replace the scope, and you're talking $600. You got to think about it. If you're going to change all that, you shouldn't even fool with this and just go and buy a $600 gun, which is what you like and does what you need. The only advantage with these synthetic stocks is, water won't damage them. You can destroy anything if you try hard enough, but in general, you're not talking about, you have a $200–300 piece of wood on the gun that if you scratch it or if it gets wet or when you're hunting something happens, you just drop it. You're not going to do that. It's just, these are basic tools for hunting. So I'm going to try to do the review, and what I'll do in this review of mine is we'll unbox the guns. All of these I bought new. None of them are used. Some of them I've had a little while, but I'll show you what comes in the package. I'll tell you the price I paid and where I got it. And I bought guns at Field & Stream, Walmart at a clearance sale, and 3 of these I'm buying at Academy Sports. And the reason is, I don't know if you have an Academy Sports in your area. We didn't for a while. It's kind of a new store here in the Greensboro area. It's been here about a year or so. And truthfully, they beat the price on Field & Stream. We have Gander Mountain's gone. We have a Gander Outdoors. Beat Gander Outdoors, and I think Dick's too. Dick's Sporting Goods. So it's the place to go to. And they're right there. Their service is great. If they're in stock, they have them. You can check online. If they don't have them at the store, you can order it, and they will deliver the gun to that location or store that is local to you. And you just go down there, fill out the paperwork, and purchase the gun. So if they don't have it in stock in the building, but they have it in stock somewhere else, you can order it and get it delivered to your local store, which is pretty neat. I like that. Well, I think all of them do that. Gander Mountain will do that, and Cabela's, I know, does that. So that is kind of a standard business practice now, I guess. Okay, so basically that's what I'm going to kind of cover here. And from the reviews I've seen and information, I also got information too. I've been to forums and read about the problems people have with these guns and some of the things to look on, and I will point them out with each individual rifle. And that's about it, I guess. So that's the beginning of my series. There's going to be a lot of videos. We're going to review the guns, take them out, sight them in, shoot them at 100 yards, and see what we do. And then in the end, when I'm done doing all these different things and testing, I'll do a recap and kind of go over the 5 different models and tell you pros and cons and what I found was problematic with them, and then you can make the decision for yourself. So it's just kind of a basic, honest review.